What are the odds that I decide to do this triple header at this specific part of the series that's just brutal? The only thing that I want to talk about, guys, before watching this, that I guess is kind of a positive, is bye-bye Disney Plus. Let's just pray that Netflix is a lot kinder to me. I've never tested the volumes, I've never tested anything on this one, guys, so bear with me. Take it this is Maggie, right? Someone pointed it out to me that the last time that Maggie saw Beth was when Herschel died, and then they got separated. Like, I'm numb to what's happened to Beth. It's numb now. I don't feel like it can upset me properly anymore. Like, if I rewatch, yes. Now I think my body's just wanting to get away from it. What I'm trying to say is it's Maggie and her response now, which is gonna be hard to watch. What she literally just done. I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised. What are we doing? It's disgusting. I know people are surviving, but imagine, you know what? That's where I would die. I wouldn't be able to do that. That way. What the hell? A bunch of dead frogs. I thought she was kicking it. I was like, what are you doing? She's burying them. Maggie really just... She looks so... What's the word? Lethargic and... I want to say flat, man. She doesn't have any of her family left alive, eh? Like, that's it.
It's been a day and a half. They didn't find any either.
Oh, wow. A day and a half, no food. Look at us. Sounds quiet. I've got to turn it up. Might have to turn it up and down constantly, guys. Now that sounds too loud. Maybe that's a good parallel between me and Maggie. Like, I just don't feel interested going, like, what's next right now because of what's just happened. Like, it's just made me feel like I've just lost interest completely in it. You know?
We're out, just like the other one. So we walk.
Wow. So Daryl hasn't been able to hunt any food.
We're not at our strongest.
Yeah, look at Maggie and Glenn as well, man. They just look
Get
so...
him when it's best.
You know what's crazy? I'm going to point this out already. I'm going to point this out now. When we had Farmer Rick, obviously, it felt like Rick was quite detached, right? Like, it almost felt like he was just completely uninvolved. Not uninvolved, but, I mean, he was really, right? Like, he was involved in different ways. Not like Rick, right? Not like this Rick. If you've noticed something, we've just lost Beth. We lost Tyrese in the space of... I don't even know how quickly that was. Probably in the space of a couple of days in the Walking Dead universe, right? Maybe weeks. Is it just me that feels like this is one of the first times in a while that I've seen Rick carry his child? Like, I know he's held his child, but something about this Rick feels like he's stepping up again. I'm not saying he's stepped down because he's been a leader for a while now, but something feels like he's stepping back into those boots comfortably, and he feels like he's got a job to do with this group, you know? Like, to hold this group down and to keep it from falling apart, because right now it feels like he's at its weakest. It feels like jelly. That's how I describe it. It feels wobbly and jelly and all over the place.
It's gonna rain sooner or later.
Well, we can
Come on,
pray.
get out. Don't be too long.
I'll go with you.
Hey, I got it.
Oh, really? Surely
You gonna stop
Carol
me?
goes. Yeah, see? I know Daryl's broken right now, but I don't want us separating off.
Water. It's broken.
Thanks, Carl.
Come on, Carl.
Thought you might like it.
Church actually made shirts out of hair.
I know what a hair shirt is. My daddy was religious. I used to be.
I used to be.
If you ever want to talk about your father or about Beth,
Please stop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, she Her walls
When
are
you're
up
ready, I'm
now.
here.
Sorry if you hear people talking. I decided to start watching as soon as, yeah, people come home.
I know you're in pain.
No shit. You had a job. You were there to save your flock, right? But you didn't.
Come on, Maggie. I know,
You hid.
because I know what's going on with her, man. She's just not her. She's not Maggie right now. She's lost. Bro, we look like walkers, you know, this group right now. Look at us. Like, it's probably been that long since we've had any kind of food or water. Like, our energy levels are...
We can take him. Looks right. We barely have anything left.
Exactly, man.
Please,
I would
let's
not...
go now.
I didn't even think... Imagine, like, saying we can take this number of walkers. You have no idea how much energy you've actually got to fight.
We're not dead. That's what you said.
This is what I mean by being there for each other, by the way.
You know, you have to let yourself feel it.
Yeah. So the way I feel is he's kind of balled up right now, you know, and he's... Yeah. He's in a shell. Why does it feel like that you keep every now and then filming it like it's... The circle around it is blurry, like it's... Like we're being watched. Like it gives me that kind of feeling, you know. Oh. Smart. Yeah. Rather than wasting your own energy, divert theirs. Clever. Let their momentum do the work, you know. Oh, Sasha, come on. It's not the plan.
Keep the control. Plan just got dicked.
God's sake, Sasha.
Let's get out of here.
Absolute dare you do not. Look at you getting reckless, man.
I told you to stop.
I know she's going through a lot, but... Brother, you have no energy. You can't be doing that. You see, this is what I mean by the blur in it. Look, Maggie's not the only one. Like we keep saying about Maggie just losing basically everything. She's not the only one. So did Sasha. What the frick? Is this just someone that's been kidnapped? Goodness knows, you can read into that a billion different ways, you know.
There's one in there.
I'm just not happy. I'm uneasy right now. Oh, don't make me watch them kill dogs, for God's sakes. I hate that so much, and I know I'm not going to get into this conversation, but I know it's a necessity when it comes to but they're starving as well, man. That's what's so horrible about it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Has Noah even done it? I feel like he's looking at it the way I am, you know, like...
Brother.
Don't think. Just eat.
How do you not think about that, man? Maybe is that quite poetic actually about the world we live in? Like, don't think, just do, because a lot of people say like morals and being too moral and having too many moral decisions to make. Like sometimes you just have to make bad decisions, and if you can't make them, you die. Like we've seen it, right? If you can't make the hard decision, this world is cruel. It does not care about your morality. It's true. It's definitely the weakest we've been in a while, eh?
I never thought she was alive. I just didn't.
Never crossed her
If I
mind.
couldn't end up finding out that she was,
A lot of people I know were mad. Like, I've seen in the comments people like really furious about the way that they just killed Beth off. But it makes sense to me. Maybe I'll talk about this. It makes sense to me. Like, I believe The Walking Dead is very different to other shows in the sense that it's not just a regular show where characters develop, get stronger, and then almost gather some kind of immunity. Just because they've been around for longer and they're stronger and they're smarter means that they live for longer. It's not necessarily true. It's not really true at all. And I think one of the craziest things about Beth's death is, yes, we got all that development, and yes, we were starting to see her grow into her character, and yes, she was becoming strong, and we even saw that with Dawn. Someone made a very good point about how Dawn realised that Beth was stronger than her, and she couldn't handle it, so it was all about getting Noah back after that, you know? But, like I just said, it's not necessarily... Like I said, it's not necessarily about that. You can be strong, and this show will not care. It will body you in seconds. And we've seen the brutality of how people die. I was speaking to someone in the comments as well. It's not even that we get long, emotional, dramatic, sacrificial deaths. Sometimes the deaths are just brutal, dark, cold. And you just think about it. You think about the writers of the show, and if anything, it makes more sense. You know, it's not over-dramatized. It just shows you... The show is just basically telling you, like, look, you thought you were in control. You thought you knew. You thought you could somewhat predict the nature of how I unfold, and then it just goes... Nope. I respect the show for it. As much as I hate that it happened, I respect the show for it. And there's lots of things I can be mad about how they died in the situation, whether we could have done something different, whether they could have done something different, etc, etc, etc. But the point is this isn't a perfect world where characters have hindsight, you know. There will be a lot more that we can't predict. This just show's unpredictable. I think that's the word to describe it as.
I don't know if I want to fight it anymore.
You do. You do.
Come on,
That's
man.
who you are. We fought to be here.
I do not want to hear that, man.
We have to keep fighting. Drink.
That to me is just a broken person.
Hey. You with friends?
We're not friends.
What? It feels everyone's broken, man. Look, this is why I said to you that it just feels like Rick's.
Yeah.
You know what? I will tell you this. The people that I feel like are still like sort of headstrong, mostly, probably Glenn, because I think he in his character he feels he needs to protect and look after people and nurture people, and he's always been he's always been like that, right? So probably Glenn, Rick, Carol, maybe Abraham. Like, these are the characters which I'm seeing right now and thinking like these are the people that we're gonna really, really need in a time like this. Really need.
We can make it together. But we can only make it together.
We can make it together, but we can only make it together. What a line. Exactly. Don't do that, man. No pain, man. It's just... See what I'm saying? All you feel is numb. Numb. I might even call it that. Numb. Let it out, man. Let it out. Whoa!
If that's a trap, we already happen to be in it. But I, for one, would like to think it is indeed from a friend.
What if it isn't?
Hold it. Oh, like as in, could it be like tainted? Could it be Morgan?
What are you doing, dude?
Quality assurance.
Come on, Abraham! Yeah, for all you know, that could be filled with goodness knows what. We don't know who that's from. From a friend. There we go. Bring the smiles. Come on. Hope, man. You see, some people just look at the face of some people. That doesn't even bring happiness.
I'm sorry, my lord.
Everybody.
That sort of thing makes me want to cry. Man.
Come on.
Oh, splendid.
There's a bar! Where?
You knew what the bar was. Come on.
had a gun. Some people can't give up.
I don't like where
Like
we're
us.
going with all this, man. Like having to convince Maggie, you know? I think I said last reaction, what's the fallout now on every other character? We've got to think of every character individually. What's the fallout of what we've just been through on them?
He's gonna be okay.
I used to feel sorry for kids that have to grow up now. This is easier for them.
This isn't the world.
Wow. That's crazy, man. I think I briefly spoke about, like, I mean, I always speak about this, but them growing up in this world, like Carl grew up in this world, it almost prepared him in a different way, in a way that we didn't really want, but at the same time, it's benefited him in other ways which are fantastic. So they're sort of saying, just in that line alone, like, he's sort of saying it's easier for them because this is all they've known, sort of thing. I mean, that's true, but, like, think about how they will feel about, like, everything that they have never had. They don't even have the memory of it, like, or they've only ever had this, which, yeah, may come beneficial. I think there's different sides to it, you know. Sometimes it might be worth it, sometimes it might not be. See, look, Maggie's just not even with everyone. She's just off in the dark.
We do what we need to do, and then we have to live. We tell ourselves, we are the walking dead.
Whoa! Holy shoot, the line. They say the line in an episode?
We eat them.
I mean, I know that the significance of that scene's just gone over my head, but the fact that they say, whenever they say the line in a show, it just...
We're not them.
Goosebumps, man. How? What the hell are they moving towards? All the ones that are down, see the ones that look spicy, every single one of them. See, together or not at all, man. Whoa! The significance of the scene is what counts for me, man. Every single one of us. That's what it takes. We keep moving forward. Yes. End on a positive note. Nearly. Touch wood. Holy shoot.
Should have torn us apart.
That was a sign, man. Like I said,
It didn't.
we have faith. Yeah, eat that. Ugh.
You're gonna make it.
I have faith.
Both of us, we will.
I just don't feel like I've got anything to say. Like, it just feels such a broken but repairing
You gotta be
episode.
kidding me.
Hey. Hi. Oh, Good morning. My name is Aaron.
Aaron, or Aaron.
I know. Stranger danger.
Brother, you look like Brock Jr. from Spider-Man 3, I kid you not.
I'm a friend. I'd like to talk to the person in charge. Rick, right?
How do you even know that?
I have good news.
That's not good music, man. There's a sign telling me not okay. We end this reaction on, I believe it was a positive note. Now, I didn't say very much in that reaction. I don't actually intend to say much now. I think because, like I said, the numbness from last reaction, this really did feel like a rebuild. There was no big death. There was no big wow in your face factor. It was still depressing. We still had the after effects of everything that was going on. It still felt quite down and uncomfortable, and it didn't feel happy for a lot of it. Like, we got to see every person broken for different reasons, not functioning properly for the different reasons, and very few of us actually functioning properly. Like, we were in a survival situation, obviously, well, we always are, looking for water, looking for food, and just seeing the aftermath of Beth's death and Tyrese's death and how that affected us. Because, like I said, 2 deaths that quickly together, it's going to affect us in such a bad way. Think about the number of people that aren't going to be 100%, you know, not even 50%. And some of our strongest characters as well, just away from keyboard, you know where I'm coming from? So you obviously, you see other characters step up, and there's lots of sort of moral sides to the story, and I feel like one of the biggest ones is keep pushing forward, don't stop moving, you know, there's always hope. It's never the end until it's the end. I think we got that with Tyrese, you know. I think last reaction was very disguised because it's actually probably really cleverly placed. We got Tyrese, we got his big fight at the end, and you know, it was all about, I'm not giving up, it's not over till it's over, you're not defeating me sort of thing, and then dying anyway. Maybe purposefully that was put there for us to be like, what the hell? Like, what's the point of me even believing that something's possible, you know? Like, if that's the outcome. I think that was very clever, because at the end of that episode, I was quite literally just angry. No one's safe. The show is just brutal, and what's the point? You know, like, you get to a... Yeah, that's honestly what I was thinking. And then straight after, you get a reaction about everyone being down and everyone sort of being 50% or less, and no one sort of being on top of their game and having very little hope. Many of our characters not seeing the desire to live, you know. Noah, Maggie, Sasha, Daryl, like, we're all having these moments straight after what we've just witnessed, and it all feels too far away from safety. But then obviously the show, I think poetically, it sort of teaches us or says to us, it sort of reminds us, this is a harsh reality, yeah, this is a tough world to live in, but there is always going to be hope. And just to keep pushing forward. There's always going to be something to fight for. It's never the end. And I think that was really poetic, and I quite enjoyed that. And amongst other things, I thought was a very cleverly written episode to just remind us that there are some good days, some better days than others. There will be bad days in everyone's lives. And just because it's the apocalypse, whatever, there will be bad days, but there will also be good ones. And it's just something very important to remember. And there will be times when things go our way. We were just about to get absolutely ransacked by a bunch of walkers coming into the barn. We just happened to survive some sort of freak weather storm that wipes out most of the walkers. Times like that when you sort of can think to yourself, wow, isn't it crazy that we're still alive, you know, and then that gives you the drive again to fight. And then you see the sunrise and everything feels fresh again, the smiles on the faces, Sasha and Maggie talking, we're starting to feel like a unit again, just a little bit. Obviously, I think we're a long way away from that, but we're building our way up. But yeah, anyway, that was what I liked about that, and I think that's all I need to say, guys, about that specific thing about the episode, because like I said, there isn't a lot to talk about. I think the only things that I genuinely want to go into now are the water bottles, this random dude that showed up at the end. That's really it. And he sort of says my friend, so it's clear that he must have been the ones that dropped the bottles, right? Why not help us then and there? Why show up here? Why show up there? Why make it all like this? How do you even know who Rick is? Are you like listening? Like, has he been following us? Like, all these different things that makes no sense. Is he a friend of Morgan's? You know, like, what is going on? Was it a fake hand of help? I don't want to start trusting him at all, because and then we get the little like thing that starts working as soon as he shows up. I'm like, bro, that music to me just, I don't know what it is, but that music creeps me out. It's just a sign, and he's got a face, he sort of reminds me, immediately my brain's thinking, Edward Brock Jr. of Spider-Man 3. And we all know what he was like. And as I said, in regard to Morgan, this may not be Morgan, it might not be. Obviously, this guy is not Morgan, clearly. This whole situation may have nothing to do with Morgan. But the thing of Morgan still worries me, because I don't know where he's at, and I don't know his motives, and I don't know what his plan is with following us now. He's by himself. Last time he saw us, he didn't want to see us. He tried to kill Rick. Like, do you see where I'm coming from? Like, what does he desire? What's his path? What's his motive? Does he blame Rick still? And whoever this other guy is, just, I want to speak to your leader. Bro, why? Who are you, cuz? Like, there's clearly no food out here. So where have you come from? Have you just followed us? Like, and then where have you followed us from? It's just so many questions going through my brain, and that's what I like, is now we're moving into the next part of the show, and I can start feeling a little bit more comfortable again, I think. I don't know. I say that now, but who knows? But yeah, do I have anything else that I need to say to you guys? It's been a quick-ass reaction, man. This one's got to end up being like 22 minutes, eh? I think I'll end it on a note of, I'm glad that we're all together, because God help us if we were all separate at this point in time. You know, if Sasha, if Maggie, if Daryl, if any of these characters were by themselves right now, I would be very, very fearful. Very fearful. I mean, I already am fearful. Just imagine them by themselves, you know. There's a lot of talk now about what happens when we get new characters, you know. What we've just had with Dawn, what we had with the Termites, what we had with the Governor. There seems to be a common trend happening. When we meet new people, they end up being bad, right? So when does the question become like, do we trust anyone? That's the problem. can we ever trust anyone again? And the question keeps piling up. There was a couple of conversations last episode about questioning Rick's decision making again. Now what does Rick do about that? Does Rick start changing his decision making? Like what? That's one of the other things that scares me. Like every time there's a new person, how are we going to continue to just be okay with it? This guy's by himself, as we can tell so far, but the fact that he knows Rick just like that is already a weird sign for me. Unless somehow it happens to be some kind of relative or old friend or someone that you used to know. Unless. I may be jumping the gun, who knows. It may just be one of those scenes like it was with Abraham where I see the character and I'm going, oh gosh, but they happen to be genuine. I'm going to leave that there, I think, because I don't have a lot else to say. I hope you enjoyed the triple header. It was mentally tough, man, and I'm going to take a few days now, I think, before I release another one, maybe a week. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the premieres. I might start doing those more often. Maybe I'll start doing those every time. Obviously I can't be there, but I'm just excited for where we're going now. I'm excited. I feel like I'm almost, ready to move forward. I didn't feel like that at the start of the episode, but I think this episode is somehow already changed inside and settled me a little bit, and it's gone, look, it's not over till it's over, Dan. And that's where we wrap up, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week, and of course follow the Instagram, Danny2Ds. Let me know down below what you thought of the reaction in the episode, and I'll get to those thoughts as soon as humanly possible. And yeah, that's all I've got to say, guys. As ever, this has been your boy Dan. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.